Over the years, I'm pretty sure that New York Times has had really strange articles or titles of articles or stories in general. And I looked it up and I was curious. So in this video, we're going to show you some of the strangest headlines and strangest stories that have been in the New York Times. I'm Mortika Lacrosse, and this is Strange But True. So, if you will, the first article, if you will, was published on September 14th, 1899, about a parrot that was a gas fiend and killed his owner by turning off the burner while she slept. So this nefarious bird had the tendency, like, to take his beak and take the tips of on the gas burner, if you will, to the point where it released the gas. This is how they looked during that year. And this bird would get high off of this bird and be like, you know, right? And most of the time there were people there to stop him, or the mistress of the house was awake to make sure her bird didn't do that. And apparently, like, she was the only one that liked the bird. Like, her neighbors, everybody, in the neighborhood, no matter who they were, just did not like this bird. They despised this bird. They thought this bird was evil. They thought this bird was straight from the something. I don't know. They just didn't like the bird. The bird to them was like an evil villain bent on destruction of all mankind, or something like that, right? And so this bird would tend to do that. And of course they would stop the bird, and the bird seemed to be predisposed to her. Only liked her. Like everybody else, the bird did not like whatsoever. The bird did not care much for other people. The bird would only come to her. The bird would attack other people and stuff like that, right? And so at one point when the woman goes to sleep, she's sleeping and whatnot, and the bird decides it's time to get his high, right? So he takes off the tips, and the gas gets released, and gets high off of it. He faints. The neighbors are starting to smell something. They're starting to suspect, like, I think that bird again is getting high. And so they break into the house, and there she is, dead. And the bird comes to and realizes what he's done. And like I said at the beginning of this video, this was like an article in 1899, and is one of the strangest articles if you will, that the New York Times ever put in there. I mean, bird getting high. Who knew? Who knew that it wasn't just humans that like doing stupid stuff? So this strange but true story is about coffee. And any of y'all that might have watched my videos might know I like coffee. Like, for instance, this thing right here that I have, my coffee time poster. I guess you'd call that a poster. But yes, that's what this strange true story is about. Let's jump into it. So as you can see, this article is from January 12th, 1927, where a man drank 85 cups of coffee to regain his championship title. Now, the guy's original record of coffee, if you will, was like a 62, but this guy from Amarillo, Texas at the time had beat him with a 71 cup record. And so he's like, I gotta beat that. And so he's like guzzling down his coffee. That was Coke that I was drinking, but you get the point. He's guzzling down his coffee, cup after cup, in order to beat this guy's record, 85 cups of coffee. I'm pretty sure right afterwards, after that 85 cups of coffee, he was on the toilet for the rest of the day, because that's a lot of coffee, and we all know what coffee does to the bowels. But like 85 cups of coffee, that man was running around quicker than a person on crack cocaine, that had just smoked a lot of methamphetamine out of a light bulb, running down the street half naked. You get the point. That's a lot of cup of coffee. He took his coffee without sugar and cream as well. In the first hour, he consumed 15 cups of the beverage straight. All told, he drank 21.25 quarts. That's more than 5 gallons of coffee. So yeah, like, he probably could run faster than a Kenyan doped up on a methamphetamine and drinking tons of Mountain Dew. That's a lot of cups of coffee. I don't think I've ever drank that much cups of coffee. I mean, I'm drinking a lot of coffee, but I think at that point of it, like that. I'm just saying. Comment down below, actually, of how many cups of coffee is your record. I'd like to know. So comment down that in the comment section below. And if I actually upload part of this to TikTok, comment in the comment section in the TikTok video of how many cups of coffee is your record.
Georgie, do you talk? Speak, Georgie. Speak! I didn't say lick. I said speak. Speak! And that's what this next strange true story in this video, if you will, is about. Or the next strange true segment, or whatever you'd like to call it, is about a article that was published. A strange New York Times article about a person who claimed their dog can talk. So let's jump to that part of the video.
So as you can see from the picture on your screen, this article is from November 20th, 1910, A Dog That Talks. And so let's jump into that. So we've all seen those videos on YouTube, if you will, where I think it was a husky, and the husky saying, "I love you," and whatnot. Apparently, that's not the first time in history a dog has supposedly talked. The article that we're talking about is the November 20th, 1910 article that was published in the New York Times, where in Berlin, Germany, this guy had a German-talking dog named Dawn, a dark brown setter belonging to a royal gamekeeper named Ebers at the Schutt near Hamburg. He promised that this dog was going to be like a go-to attraction, and they would say, you know, when they would be like, "Hey, you want something?" He'd say, "Haben, haben." Maybe pronounced that wrong, sorry. Not really good with English, so I'm not going to be really good at another language.
It's in Japanese.
Which means want, want. He learned to say cakes. Yes and no, and hunger, I want cakes. And at the time, they had sent like this New York Times correspondent to figure out if it's true or not. So, I mean, apparently that's not like the first time a dog's talked with the, you know, the infamous YouTube videos where we see that husky go, whoa, whoa, whoa. Obviously, this has happened before. And that's why this is in this strange but true, you know, series, if you will. And while we have it here, and why it's strange but true. And like I've said, is this video, if you will, is just strange true articles that were in the New York Times. So have you ever thought that maybe your dog was talking to you? Comment down below and tell me. Comment down there and tell me if you think your dog's talking. I think my dog's trying to murder me. I think he's plotting my death. So comment down below and let me know of what you think. So the next story, if you will, it was in New York Times on September 24th, 1900. And basically this guy was like registered at the hotel, and they're like, "Oh, hey, would you like to have some dinner?" And he tells the clerk, "Yeah, I'd like to have some dinner," right? And then he goes to the cook that morning. He goes, he had a new receipt for pickles, which he desired to have made up, and opened his shirt. He like pulled out his wallet, and he read this: "Take some cucumbers when quite green from the garden while unseen. Soak them long in a salt mush. Add your spices and watch them rust. For some days let them lie. Take them out and slices fry. That's a dish which one sings. So good it is, it's fit for kings." Right? And the cook's like, dude, that's just like ordinary pickles but fried. And like Johnson gets mad, "Ah!" Right? And he runs to his room like, "How dare he!" Right? Apparently the guy was suffering from dementia, but I find that it's interesting that how they found out was because of that little ditty and whatnot about how angry he got over pickles. Like, out of all the things he could get angry and go nuts about, he got over, pickles. And that was another strange true story or strange true article that was actually published at one point in the New York Times. As you can see from this video, this video has been like strange articles that were actually published in New York Times at one point or another. Comment down below of what you thought of any of these strange articles, if you will, and tell me what you think, or if you've heard stranger. I'd like to hear your feedback. If you like this kind of content, if you like my strange but true content, if you could, just like hit that subscribe button. It's free, doesn't cost any money. You don't have to pay me any millions of dollars. You don't have to sacrifice a virgin to Samael. You don't have to call upon the devil. You don't have to call upon Cthulhu. You just hit that subscribe button like a redheaded stepchild and that notification bell, and you can be notified of future strange but true content, and it's completely free. It's cheaper than a cup of coffee. That's a pretty good deal. As always, check the description bar down below for links and all that jazz. And anyways, that is it for this video. Thank you for watching. I'm Mortika Lacrosse. As always, stay strange.
I would like to begin with a poem in old-fashioned meter. Be good to us, and we'll be good to you.